present location I've been 17 years. I first came to Comox a year before that, and I had a little tiny barber shop across the street, which an old fellow ran. He ran it for a long time, and then he sold it to me, and it was so small you had to ask the customers to pull their feet in when they walked around the chair so they wouldn't trip on them. You had to back into the bathroom. That's how small it was. So when they tore the building down, I came over here and got this place 17 years ago.
And this was all a post office, the whole thing?
This here was the fisheries department on this side. Post office was on the other side, and it's still there. So this was the fisheries department. And they moved down to the street by the wharf there. Yeah, so that was there before, just the old fashioned garage.
So that was straight across.
Yep.
So right now, what we have over there is this Scotiabank Mall thing. But you can still see the ocean. There's a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. I was you might say, an artist first, because I always liked drawing and painting, you know, when I was a kid. So I did that first, and took home study art courses and things like that, and just went to normal high school where I got good grades in art. And then I always just liked doing it, and I didn't know what to do when I got out of school, so I went into somebody said, well, you're artistic, you can do fancy stuff, maybe you can do fancy hairdos for women. So that's where I started doing my hair cutting career. I did women first in beauty shops.
Oh, okay.
Do all the fancy stuff. I got tired of that. Too much soap opera talk. And I went and did other things. And I settled into carpentry, and the platform broke that we were working on, and I went down 18 feet with all the timbers and everything with it. So I ended up with a very bad dislocated shoulders, and about a year later they had to operate on it because it kept falling out. So then I couldn't bang nails and do carpentry anymore. So I came back to cutting hair, and I was working in a beauty shop, and a fellow down the street needed a barber, so I went and worked for him, and I worked for him for 13 years over in Courtney before I got my own shop. But I found out that I liked just cutting the hair rather than all the perms and colors and all the rest of that stuff. So it was much a simpler job. I just like, you cut them and let them go. Nothing fancy. I guess when I'm painting, I do pray. Subjects come to mind. I do pray for people, and I pray about my work that it will glorify God. And He's the ultimate creator of all beauty. And so if I can just touch on that a little bit, well, then I do ask for help in that area. So I give Him all the glory for making me the person I am with the talents I have to express them. He gave me the talent, and so I ask Him to help me with my talent. So that's how I fit God into it. I lean on Him a lot. I had a heart problem, so I have to slow down, keep my arms in the air like doing the barbering stuff. So I have to enjoy life more, so I'm going to paint more and get out more. And so I'm going to sell this place and then work for somebody else for a little while, just on a daily basis rather than have to pay the old overhead here. So it'll just be a part-time job after this. Full-time painting and part-time cutting hair.